was probably in 2008. We had covered near-Earth asteroids for our free public shows before that time, Ed. But in 2008, you may remember, there was that asteroid 2008 TC3.
Exactly.
Which is the one that went into the desert, the skies over Sudan. And
Yes.
a Slooh member was one of only a handful of people who actually managed to image that asteroid just a few hours before it impacted the atmosphere.
Yeah. For the listeners,
Now,
this was the very first case where anybody has ever found an asteroid, predicted ahead of time and that was going to hit, correctly predicted ahead of time, date, and place, which was done for that asteroid. It was an amazing thing.
Well, shortly after that, Ed, I started paying a little bit more attention to the whole subject of near-Earth asteroids. And what started to strike us at Slooh, and I think what surprised me most of all, was the number of discoveries, sometimes really quite large asteroids, which were being made a matter of weeks, but sometimes only days before they made their closest approach to Earth. And I was absolutely amazed by that fact. And everybody I spoke to were also amazed. They were thinking, yeah, we know that all of them that could potentially come near Earth. But here we were, still discovering these large space rocks, some of them bigger, some of them larger, that would do more damage than just knock out a city, just within a couple of days. And we started covering them, every single one of them, 2 years ago. In fact, it's nearly 3 years ago now, because we decided somebody's got to start shouting about this. This is absolutely extraordinary. I mean, have you met other people? Are there other people out there who have this same absolute amazement? What on earth is going on here? Why aren't we doing something about this?
Well, this is something where I think the users and the community, the Slooh community, is probably ahead of the general public, because you guys realize that we haven't found all these things, right? You hear about the new discoveries coming in, and that's really just a matter of physics. The reason is our current telescopes, which are optical telescopes, can only spot asteroids when they come fairly close to the Earth for a good reason. Asteroids are very dark and against a black sky, and they're small. They're difficult to spot. Yeah. So in most cases, the asteroid discoveries that we make are when these asteroids come within a few million miles of Earth. And that's why, you say it's within a couple of days of closest approach, because they are within a couple. They have to get that close for us to see them.
For us to see them, yeah.
And that's the key to finding the rest of them. If you can spot them from a much larger distance, and you can position your telescope where it can see the whole area where these things cross, then you can find them at a much higher rate.